So hello everyone, and welcome to One Hub Racing Season 22 P3 tier for pre-season testing in Melbourne, Australia. We're here tonight. First pre-season testing that we have for Season 22. Gonna be a good season, hopefully. I'm your main commentator and your streamer is going through this season. Currently do not have a co-commentator, so we can hopefully, well, after pre-season we can hopefully get another one. Our sponsors that we have for the season: Next Level Racing, providing our prizes; Pure Sim Gear, providing a product that's not launched yet, but it will be going to the driver with the most podiums; Gamergoo sponsors our league with Gamergoo samples to trophy winners; Aztec Sim Sports sponsors our league with multitude of prizes for different ways to win them. You can have the most fastest laps this season, shortest combined qualifying time wins. So that could mean you take the most amount of poles, but it could just mean you could have a couple poles, you could have a couple wins, P2s, but as long as it's the shortest amount of time, you would be the one to get a set of pedals and boots. And our partners, Vespa Time, partner them for our official apparel, ERT, Going Gets Tough awards and league trophies. That is why our stream is called ERT Melbourne, Australia, and SimGrid, to run our seasons through the community and the platform. But the first thing I would want to start with is some of the previous interviews that we have. I'm just going to make sure I get the right ones, but we'll start with Rageman32, who is in session. He is in Aston Martin this season. So with One Hub being back for season 22, how is he feeling about this new season going ahead? For him, he's saying it could be better, but there are different ways you can experience that. That's just one way for him. I would assume. I need to do one thing really quickly. Hang on. Sorry about that. I am now back. I'll continue with his interviews. Drivers from last season. What have you been doing during the break? Returning drivers, what have you done to return to One Hub after a season or more not racing? Or new drivers, why do you want to race in One Hub? For him, he's done some races in Jakarta and drove a lot of WRC and ACC, so he wants to see how it's going to go. What's his goals for this season? To stay on the track and just get those points. Just bag the points, get it, keep going. His favourite track of the calendar and his least favourite track. Least favourite for him is China. And he said his favourite is maybe Silverstone or France. So he's got a couple of good races that he likes and a couple that he probably doesn't like. Has he got a team sorted? And if so, how are you going to pre-season? Use it effectively. You haven't got a team. Or what are you going to do? Persuade the drivers to sign a contract, if to sign you as a teammate. He doesn't have a teammate at the moment, but he does hope that Aston Martin can score a lot of points for him, just to keep going and getting things that he needs. I'll go on to one of the other drivers that we have. I need to figure out one that we have. Yeah, we've Nick G07. I don't know if he's here tonight, so I might not use him for his one. If I can scroll up to the top, I think Jess did one. So I'm going to see if I can find hers quickly. I don't think she did actually. So I'm just gonna use in the slices. I don't think he's here yet. I think he was having a little bit of trouble getting in. One hop back. He's excited to be back. And he's excited that his Friday nights are stacked again because he also does comms for our P1 tier. He has been there from last season, so he's focusing on making himself happier and getting back to succeed in every track that he races at. His goals for a season are to get that elusive 1 hub podium. It is one of the one things that you want to be getting this season. You get a podium, you're going to feel even more better. Favourite track on the calendar? He didn't answer that one. Hello Bazza, hello Riley. I'll get to you guys in a second. Let me read his like. He has a team. Well, Nick is actually here, sorry. But he has a team, but he doesn't have a teammate yet. Actually, no, he doesn't have a team yet. He's looking to get one. So, he just needs to find someone that doesn't have a teammate so far. But, like, as I've just said, there is no task tonight because it is a pre-season. But we'll be getting back in to TAS, which is telemetry analysis system, I'm pretty sure it is. It's just not showing up on this. But we'll go into some of your track stats for Australia. You have your circuit length of a 5.278 kilometre track, 3.279 miles. We will have 29 laps around here, and with that race distance of 153 kilometres, or if you want it in miles, it's 95.1. We have 14 corners altogether, 5 going to the left, 9 going to the right. It is a it's a clockwise circuit with, if I am right, it is 3 DRS zones. You have one going on the main street, you've got one after turn 2, and then you've got one going into sector 3. The lap record, it is set by Michael Schumacher. It was in 2004, which I think that might have been beaten, but I'm not too sure. It was a 124.125. The average speed in kilometres, 225.9 miles an hour. It is a mandatory 2-stop here in OHR, 1 hub. So no matter what you do, you have to make a 2-stop in the race, and if you don't, you will be disqualified. I'm not too sure if it's still going this way in pre-season, because it doesn't exactly add up to the data and everything. But the one other rule that you have is readying up. You are not allowed to ready up until the tier coordinator does. So that's especially when you're going to go on to the formation lap, you're not allowed to ready up yet, because it gives an unfair advantage to some of the other drivers. You get an unfair advantage to some of the drivers because if they say, I'll make an example, they use a default strategy, they don't change anything, they don't change their fuel, if they ready up straight away, you get 30 seconds total to get everything ready, which is unfair. So by letting tier coordinators ready up first, you get sufficient time to pick your strategies and get your setup completely ready. Another thing is, engine wear, which is not going to be in use of pre-season, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be in use after we get started in round 1. Your previous stats in one hub for all the tiers, your last winners around here in your P5 tier, you had Jason 26070 who won. We had Gazaman who won in the P4 tier. Cam Moon, 153, he won, well they won, I'm not too sure, in P3 tier. The Heineman, I think that is, won in the P2 tier, and ERT, silly guy, won in the P1 tier, if I'm right. That was 2 seasons ago, actually. It was, not 2 seasons ago, 3 seasons ago even. It was season 19, but we are going to get underway for qualifying for our pre-season. They are readying up now. So as we're going into the start of qualifying, I'll just give an update on some of your pit strats. You could have a double soft to medium strat, which is most likely what some of the drivers use, and you lose about 20.5 seconds in the pit lane. It is one of the easiest circuits to manage, I would say. Like in the end, you can, I don't know how to make it like sound properly, but it's one of the easiest circuits in my opinion to drive around, especially when they took out the old chicane in sector 2. It made it a lot easier to drive. That was just how I feel. It just makes it a lot easier to drive because you don't have to brake in like the middle of a fast flowing sector. It just feels really nice just to flow it through. Mind you, I have raced a couple times before in leagues with Australia running, but I think we've had a couple disconnects from some people. That's going to be really unlucky for them, but I'm going to get all the data up for now. But one thing I do want to say, if I can get this up, I'm going to try to. Standings from last season, as we are going into a new season, we don't have a preview of everything. Bowser is back. That is good to see. I am just going to try to find this. But we have drivers now heading out for their first laps of qualifying here in Melbourne. Your first one out on the track was F1 Matthias. So we will ride on board with him when we are to get round. But if anyone, hello Colin, I know you're the P1 tier coordinator and you do reserve comms, I'm pretty sure that's what you're doing. But for anyone who is watching right now, my question is, who do you think, if you watch some of the qualifying night stuff, who do you think will be getting pole position for the pre-season race? If anyone here that is not racing and that just wants to see it, if they're racing in the P2 tier or the P1 tier, I want to know your thoughts. Who do you think is going to be getting pole here? But we'll go Well, he's an off-board shot actually, Matthias. He starts his lap, going down towards turn 1. He has used some of his ERS already, taking most of the curve, but he does spin out, so that's really unfortunate for him. Hello, Jess. You're going to be going out on your lap soon, so that's going to be good to see. I think Lawrence as well, but he is going for a lap on the hards. So he must have. You can select your tyre allocation now after the new update. You can select, I think it's 4 sets. You can have 4 sets of softs, 3 sets of softs, and a medium set, or 2 sets of softs, a medium, and a hard. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But it's a 28.044 for his first sector, but he did invalidate that lap, so it's going to be a tough one for him. Next one was Riley, but he has had a spin. That's going to be unlucky for him. Quite a lot of them are spinning here because tyre wear and all, it's hard to get your tyre time up and keep it proper. Hooky hasn't validated. Mason backed off his lap. Quinn has started his. So we're going to ride on board with him. He is P3 tier coordinator. We're going to use a lap with him. Matthias had a spin on his lap, so that's not going to be his fastest lap of the evening. I think Apex is also going to get a lap in soon. It was a 27.43 first sector. He is also going to be getting some slipstream from one of the Alpha Towers ahead. I think it might be when does Apex going provisional pole a 119.377. So he's still getting a little bit of slipstream going through the chicane. Now down towards that tight right-hander in sector 3. Now to go through the rest of the section. Baza has spun after doing the exit of turn 2, so he's going to be out. He's going to be most likely starting last. But now up to the line, the run down to the line. DRS open, ERS being used. What can he set for his first lap? It's a 19.431, and he doesn't get ahead of Apex, but it is a nice tidy lap from him. Walking in the slice of do. Now it's a 121.755. So these are some of the laps that aren't going to be the fastest. Matthias was on a lap there. It's a 123. It's 5 improvements from his previous best. I think we're having some connection issues for one of the Aston Martins. Uva is having some issues there. I think that was Rudson. It was Rudson. It was P4 for him, a 20.938. Who is to be next? I think it would be both the Alphas, but they have backed off, so it might be Apex again. He is down on his lap time, so that's going to be his lap. It will be Hooky next. He's down on fuel, but it's going to be one of his quickest laps that he can get. What can he do across lines? 19.559. It puts him 1.14 ahead of his teammate. But TTG King puts on provisional pole. Nick G07 beats him by 4 tenths. Mind you, 4 tenths of the gap to your teammate. Now I'm not too sure if they are proper teammates for this season in P3 tier, but I know those are good laps from them. 18.694 is the provisional pole time at the moment. I think Woodson as well there, he just popped it 1 higher than he had on his last lap. A 20.063 and is incisive into the pits. Adrillo starting his lap, and I think Jonas, he is actually on a lap. He is 5 seconds up, so this is going to be his first proper lap What can he do across line? It's going to be a 20.49 second improvement on his previous best. Puts him P7 for now. What can some of the others do? Hooky has backed off. What is Nick still on a lap? No, that is also a back off lap from him. What can Lawrence do for this lap? Through sector 3, I need to get a map up. I think that might have been a driller there. It was putting it P6 round 19.9 dead actually 19.90 for his first lap. We have 9 minutes and 30 left in qualifying. Then we'll go on to the 50% race for the pre-season. Now the real question that I have is, what does the rest of the calendar look like? Because there are some drivers on laps at the moment. Sorry about that, I am right back. But like I was saying, what is the calendar looking like? So after this week, on the 25th of November, we're going to round 1 in China. Shanghai. For the first round of the season. Then we're going to Portimao. And then it's Japan. So we're mostly on the Asian side of the world. Then we've got Italy, Bahrain, Singapore, 4, 5 and 6. That is a good wine combination, if I don't say so myself. And then it's Belgium, France, Canada, and then Britain, Silverstone. As they say, the home of all the racing. That is Jess Fair. 19.96, putting himself into P7 for now. So that's actually a tidy lap from her. I couldn't get down quick enough. That's Riley going P6. Can I get onto him quick enough? Hooky, what can he do for his lap? I think that might have been out lap. Mason's actually up on his 7 tenths improvement, putting himself P8 for now. What can the other Ferraris do? Nick starting his lap there. So who can I get onto quick enough for their lap? I think this is going to be Lawrence. He's on the hard. He's just setting fine good laps, I think. 2 tenths improvement, 20.7 for that lap. And the only Red Bull that we have left is into the pits. It is Apex, but I think he might have been a bit low on fuel. Matthias also in to the pit lane. What can Rageman do for his first lap? This is his out lap. But I'm wondering, what can he do with this lap? Just as into the pits. That is a Ferrari of Nick. Not Nick, sorry. It's King J. He has unfortunately spun in sector 3. Just after turn 11. He had a spin. That's also Riley. I think that might have been a little bit of a flicker that I had, but it's nothing much. It was actually Trunders, MFC Trunders, going into P9, 19.940. But Nick opening his gap out more. Another 3/10 that he's pulled out. So it's now an 18.361 for this lap that he has at the moment. Lawrence is finally into the pits to get off those hires. He's most likely going to be going for a flying lap on Zoss Woodson. He was 10th up going through sector 1, has unfortunately invalidated. What can Drillo do? That looked like a night lap. So I think we still have this bug that it shows you on a night lap when you're not. Or you're not on a night lap when you are, sorry. Ridgeman was 25 seconds up, and unfortunately has had a spin after turn 11, the same place that King did. But I'll move up quickly to Riley. Can he improve on this lap time? 800ths up in sector 2. So going across the line, he does improve. And he puts himself P5 for now. It was like a 58,000th improvement on it. But it's still a good lap from him. Ridson had an invalid lap, unfortunately. So that one won't be counting. Trying to figure out who's still on laps. I don't think it is many people. The only people I see at the moment are the Alpines, and they are both down on their time, so they're not going to be on laps. They're going to be in laps at the moment. Actually, Woodson is almost a 10th up going through sector 1, so this is going to actually be a lap from him. Question is, what can he do? So going through the long flat section, it's almost 2/10 up on his previous best. So now out of the chicane, what can he do? Into turn 11 now, taking it easy, not taking too much curb on the entry. In turn 12, lifting off into turn 13, just braking around where the signage is for flags and all, but out of turn 14 and up to the line. DRS open. What can he do for this lap? It's a 5/10 improvement, and he puts himself in P5 for now. So with others on laps, what can he stay there? We have 3 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in qualifying before we get into the race, and there was no formation lap. To remind everyone who is watching the stream currently that there is no formation lap. You'll go straight into the race from picking your strategy. I think we were having more comments. WFC 2009, hello. Oh, yep. But as we see, Lawrence 6/10 up in sector 1 alone on those mediums has unfortunately invalidated. No, sorry, he's on the softs. That's a mistake just from me. And I think I barely just caught that with Apex. But Mason has had a crash going into turn 11. So that is his qualifying over here. King invalidated lap. So I think everyone is going to be going for their final lap soon in qualifying. Just under 2 minutes left to go. I think as well that was a Mercury spawn. It's not speed, Quinn, it's Lawrence. So unfortunately that's most likely going to be an invalid lap, a double invalid lap for him. So that's going to be really hurting. I think if I'm right, it was actually Uven who's been the one to have connection problems. He puts himself almost within 7/10. Matthias then beats him to take P2 back, puts himself just over the 3/10 mark from Nick. So it seems, unless track acclimatization, or I think that's the right word. That's when you're going round. I don't remember exactly. But when the track is just getting rubbered in and you're going quicker, the real question is, who can get it? Who can get pole here? King down on his previous best. Indecisive. Don't think. He did improve, but he doesn't improve his position. Speedy Quinn as well has retired on track, I think. I'm not too sure. I didn't notice that exactly. What can Rageman do for his proper lap? It's an 18.796. His teammate, I think he might have tried to give him slipstream. But that is qualifying over checkered flag has fallen. So all these laps are going to be the final ones for all the drivers currently on laps. Apex is not. Rageman is not. I don't think. King was, but he has unfortunately invalidated that lap. Riley also invalidated. Adrillo has spun it. Jonas also invalidated. Indecisive is also invalidated. So I think no one is currently on lap. So I think we have our starting grid. I just want to make sure with moving that he's not on lap. He is not. So that is fine. So we now have the starting grid for our 50% race. It's pre-season though, so it's not going to count towards your data. Yes, we do have a confirmed final grid to go in to the race. We just need to wait for the car to be put back in the garage. Then we can get to our results screen. And then we can get on to the race. But there was one more thing I would like to say before we go into the race. There is no formation lap. So when we go into this race, drivers will be picking their strategy when the team coordinator of speed readies up. And then they'll be going straight onto the race. But your grid is Nick with an 118.361 on pole position for the race. You'll take Apex on the front row with him. Second row, Matthias and Rageman. The other Aston Martin, Ruvan. In P5, King, Quinn, Woodson, Riley, Hookie, Jess, Adrillo, Mason, Funders, Jonas, Lawrence, Indecisive, and Balza. Rounds out the rest of your grid. Balza not being able to settle up after unfortunately DNFing. But anyways, going into this race, you're most likely going to be starting on the softs. They may wear out quite a lot, but they are the fastest compound. They are the C5 tyres. Mediums are C3, and the hards are the C2. It is completely dry for a race. This looks completely dry just from seeing there's one starting screen, but it is a mandatory 2-stop. So even if you have a lap 1 crash, you lose your front wing, you make your 1 pit stop, you're still in this race because the other drivers have to make 2 still. So it just gives more benefit to some people. So it also makes sure you don't retire and you don't just quit completely from your race, because it is known for people to do it. But we have 30 seconds until we are to get underway for green flag running. The start of the Australian Grand Prix, just about 10 seconds ago, and then get the 5 red lights, and then we can see who can get the best start. Will it be Nick, or will Apex from P2 get a better start than him? As we go to 5 red lights now, the Australian Grand Prix lights out, and they are gone already. Looks like Nick has got a good start. Matthias has had a bad one. He is already down, I think, to P6. P7 actually it is. King has had a good start. He's up to P3 already. Woodson as well has had a good start. I think there's a little bit of crash or a spin in the back. The Drillo has fallen down quite a lot. Predicted pit stops are saying a 2 stop with 2 sets of mediums and 1 set of hards. King already getting past Apex, but having a spin and losing his front wing, like I did say before we got underway. Losing a front wing could help. Sometimes you only have to make that 1 mandatory stop. Matthias still losing positions here. Haven't had a look at the tyres yet, but they're already gone. And looks like Woodson is trying to get back in front of Apex. He hasn't been in front of him, but he is going to try to at least get ahead of him. Looks like Rageman as well is trying to get past Hookie and Riley, but they're going side by side. A little bit of contact. Riley is sent off to the right, dives back down the inside, making it 3 wide, going through turn 12. They are still on track, keeping it clean. No spin, no damage, it doesn't seem as well. Lawrence also had a spin on the exit of 12. That's going to be hindering him through this. That's Jonas and King into the pits now. There's Hookie is trying to get back past Eastwood's Wales driver. I think that is what the team is called. Lawrence, 5-second time penalty for speeding into the pit lane onto hards, and 2 people on them, onto mediums. So now, going through sector 1, they're going to be improving on their previous best last time massively. I think that Jonas has spun on the exit of turn 2, unfortunately, with those cold tyres. So now, going down towards turn 9, flowing left-hander it is here, which is not counted as any turns, which is unusual to say, at least. We're going down here, but I think as Trunders has had a spin on the exit of turn 10. Unfortunately for him, he has no damage, it seems. Hookie is getting past Riley. They're still going side by side. Pushes Riley out a little bit. Riley dives back down the inside of turn 13. Wheel banging there. A half spin for Riley, but he's still on the track. DRS is now enabled. Nick setting the fastest lap as well. That's Mason and Uvan into the pits for a pit stop to get off the softs. The only runners on softs at the moment are positions 2 to 4 and Hookie here. Can Apex close in towards Nick to make use of those soft compound of tyres? They are the quickest, 2 steps softer than the mediums. C5 compared to the C3, 2 steps softer. Not too much speed difference though. I think it's about 4/10. I'm pretty sure. I can check on our data sheet. There is about a second difference actually. I haven't read it on that properly. Richmond is unfortunate has also had a spin on the exit of turn 10. He's trying to spin it back one the other way. It's not going his way to get back round. Quinn as well is trying to look for a move on Woodson going down towards turn 1. They're both on the softs, so who can make the most use out of them? Looks like Apex is trying to go round the outside of turn 1, cutting back to the inside for turn 2, cutting back the long way round, and he pulls it past, going into turn 3, gets past Nick, but he is on those mediums, so he is looking to make a different strategy work, maybe instead of mediums, 2 sets of softs, and just doing the opposite of what Apex is doing here. Apex now out in front. Looks like Adrillo is closing in to the back of the other Red Bull, who's already up from P18. He's already up to P7 and he started on medium. Quinn has actually gotten past Woodson into the chicane of 9 and 10. So he's got a 3/10 gap and he's got the DOS. So he can pull away even more. What can Adrillo do? Going out in the chicane, he's going to have DOS on Baza. So now down towards turn 11. What can he do for this? He goes alongside, and can he get past him? He does get past. Can Baza maybe go for a switchback on him? Doesn't have the speed out of the corner to do it. So now Adrillo is up in front. Hooky into the pits for an early stop to get off the softs. I think Matthias as well has unfortunately had a spin on the exit of 14, so it is unlucky for him. Baza also had a spin on the exit of turn 2. Nick getting himself a 3-second time penalty for track limits already. And this is lap 5 of 29, so in the end, if they are close enough, at the moment he wouldn't be losing out on any positions, he would be keeping his P2. But Quinn is on the soft, so what can he make use of them? Nick is still within 6/10 of Apex, going through the corners of the lap and going on to lap 6 now of 29. I think that is Lawrence unfortunately being lapped already, so he will be able to get unlapped if and when Nick and Apex pit. Quinn is in. How many positions does he lose out compared to the rest of them? He is out in front of the indecisive, I think he is. He is out in front and out comfortably, 2-second gap. But it's now being brought down to under 1 second. Indecisive is going to be closing in. His tyres already warmed up. So both have tyres running P8 and P9, both hoping to pull each other along and get some more points paying positions up through the field. Looks like Irvin is trying to get a move done on Mason. Looks like King is also in the background after having a spin on lap 1, losing his front wing. He is back with them. Both advertisers swapping places. It looks like Trunders might be the one with more pace. Lawrence has crashed. Want to see, can we get a view on that? Yeah, it's right in the middle of the tracks. That would be why the safety car is called out. So some of the soft runners are going to be having light to get off the softs that are only really going to be lasting 7 laps, because you didn't make mandatory 2-stop. So Drillo is going to be up in the P3. Apex gets out in front of him, but they are still under Delta, as by the time safety car came out, Nick was already past safety car line 2, which is where the safety car waits. But that is Trundle's Regiment, Matthias, Jonas and Baza into the pits. No one has left the session after that crash. Unfortunate for him. But I would like to ask some of the people, we've got 13 viewers watching currently, who do we think can get this win? Do you think it can be Nick to get it, or could it be Apex? Nick is coming into the pit lane, so he's going to make one of his mandatory stops here. And unfortunately, we did catch that, speeding into the pit lane. It was by, I think, 3 miles an hour it might have been, but it's still a speed into the pit lane, so he's going to have to serve a 5-second time penalty on his next stop. Looks like Apex might come out ahead. He doesn't, so he's going to have to sit behind. And Peter Idrillo came into the pit on that lap as well, and he's on to the hards. So everyone now has made one of the mandatory pit stop, except Indecisive. He's the only one who has stayed out. So everyone only has to make one pit stop. Indecisive has to make 2. That's going to be unfortunate for him, because he's going to lose more time unless he pits under this lap of safety car. But by this time, quite a lot of the pack is going to be closing up, so he would be losing track position. So everyone closing up to the pack. The only ones we're waiting for now is King, Matthias, Baza and Jonas. Unfortunately, actually that is Indecisive coming in, so he's only going to make one more stop after this, but he is going to be losing track position during the stop. So your positions currently gained: we have Adrillo is up 6 positions so far, Hooky is up 5, we have Mason up 4, Jess is up 3, Woodson and Quinn both up 4, Riley up 2, Indecisive is up 2, and so is Baza. Baza got up to P7 at one point, so that would have been 11 positions gained for him. And your losers, unfortunately, at the moment, of both Aston Martins down 5 and 8 respectively. King down 7, Matthias down 11, qualifying P3, having unfortunate spins, losing out. I think it might have been 5 positions at least on the start, and then Jonas as well. He's down 2. But the only one with a penalty so far is Nick. He has a 5-second time penalty, and that was for speeding into the pit lane. So, safety car is going to be in on this lap. The question is, when does Nick let the pack go? He controls it, but he can't go, stop, go, and stop. Once you go, you have to continue, not allowed to stop again, because it could be dangerous. The other cars behind would sometimes be counted as a brake check, depending on what the stewards think. But on to lap 10. 20 laps left to go. He is already gone. Looks like they've got the gap already pulled on Quinn, who is about to be overtaken by Woodson, I think. So into turn 1, does he make a move? He goes for the move. He doesn't get it stuck. He's just sitting there waiting to pick up some of the scraps if Quinn makes a mistake. Going down towards turn 3. Now looks like Wageman's getting past King on the exit of turn 2, who's making moves as well. Zuvan getting past Mason. Mason coming back on the inside. Both of them, they're going side by side for a second. Thunder's also getting past them. So unfortunately, in that, Uvan has lost 2 positions. Instead of gaining any, he has lost them. Is anyone still close enough for a move other than him? Looks like Thunders might be able to get past Mason here. But the closer ones is King on Wageman. Going through down towards turn 9. Has he got the speed that he needs? Doesn't look like he has so far. Looks like he might be pushing. And there is a contact between them both into a spin. So that high risk unfortunately came out to a massive mistake. So now he is down from looking to get P12 to being down even further. Unfortunately, that is a spin for Riley on the exit of 14. We're on to lap 11 now. We have 19 laps left to go. Looks like Riley as well might be overtaken by Bazza going into turn 1. Can he make the move, stick one the outside? He's going for a switchback move on him. No DRS at the moment. Is into turn 3. Doesn't have the speed he really needs for an overtake. It looks like he might be overtaken by Jonas, so he's in a little bit of a sandwich between both alphas. Riley going off the track a little bit there as well. So to go through turns 8 and now going down towards turn 9. Does Jonas have the speed that he needs? Looks like he's getting a little bit of slipstream as well from his teammate. At the moment, can't make any moves into turn 9. Corey saying going ERT boys. The only ones I at least know of at the moment is Apex. I don't think that we have any other ones in the P3 tier. But Jonas trying to still get past Bazza. It's not looking like he can get past anywhere. Rageman also getting a 3-second time penalty from track limits. So it looks like he might have the speed this time. Going down towards turn 1. He's already gotten past him on the straight. So into turn 1, he's got a little bit of a lead that he needs already. Might also be overtaken by King going down towards turn 3. Another DRS zone. Doesn't look like he got the DRS this time on it because it's a double detection zone just before turn 13. So still going side by side to go through turn 5. That is there. Doesn't have the speed that he would like if he wants to get an overtake done. But we move up towards the front of the pack. Adrillo and Hookie trying to get past Woodson here. If Woodson can be smart, he's going to try to help his teammate Adrillo get past Hookie, and then they can both charge on towards Quinn. If they're going to try to make this all work on the inside, that gap is just not there that he needs. King has already gotten past Bazza as well. Apex fastest lap at the moment, 1:21.784. Going down towards turn 1 again. Has anyone got the speed to make an overtake? Doesn't look like they can get it. Going down towards turn 3. this time. If you make a little bit of a mistake on the exit of turn 2, you'll have a compromised speed going through down towards turn 3, but unfortunately that's a spin for Hooky. Was trying to get past Woodson, but now it's going to be working in both of the Alpine's favours. Has he got wing damage? I think he does. I don't think he has his left end plate, unfortunately for him. King has gotten past Jonas, but that is because he is onto the grass and had part of a spin, I think as well. That might have been a mistake for Jess, unfortunately for. So going down towards turn 10, looks like, sorry, it's turn 11, I might want to say again. So then getting past Jess for P7, he trundle along and get trunders for P6. With 9 viewers in the stream at the moment, it's good to see. But that's, as we see, Uvan spinning, but that's not normally the way you would spin on the exit of 14. You normally spin towards the pit lane wall, or the pit wall. But he is going to go into the pits. King, a 3-second time penalty with multiple track limit warnings. But going into the pits, that is 6 of them in to make their second stops in this race. I think that's Jonas's. That might be his 4th stop here. So at least a couple of them, they're going to be making their mandatory 2 stops. As Ridgeman made his, he's just shooting the front wing. So yes, they've all made their mandatory stops. Everyone from Hooky down have made them. Jonas actually made 4 stops. So that's pretty impressive. I think as well that might have been Riley having a mistake. Or is that Jonas? Actually no, it might have been Baza. Had a little bit of a mistake. Jonas running out wide in turn 4. That's unfortunate for King having a spin. He's on the mediums. I'm not too sure if they can last until the end. But it looks like Apex is trying to get past Nick this time. This is lap 15:29. Goes down the inside, turn 3. Doesn't keep the move. Doesn't make the move stick this time. Drillo getting past his teammate. I think as well, that was actually Raleigh this time having a mistake on the exit 14. He spun round the other way. Apex is trying to go for a move down towards turn 9. Has he got the speed? He doesn't currently. But on the exit of 10, with DRS open down towards turn 11, it looks like he has the speed. Pulls out to the left hand side. He's going to have to make it work a long way right unless he can get switched back on Nick. He's down the inside of turn 12. Can he make this move stick? He hasn't made it stick. So he doesn't have the speed to currently get past the Ferrari. That's Balza and King. King in again. King is retired. Adrillo, I think, is retired on track and there's a spin. And that is another full safety car out now. So unfortunately for Adrillo, has spun on the exit 14 into the pit wall, like I said about Irvin. So with safety car out, they're all going to have to pass. But I think Nick has not actually caught it, but I think that might be. I just want to see if I can catch it up quickly. It was King's retired car. For some reason, waiting right behind the safety car, or at least that's where it came off. So everyone going to be able to make their second mandatory stop. So everyone except the top 6 at the moment and in the sciences, they have all only made 1 stop, so they still need to pit. If they're being smart, they're going to take this opportunity to make a pit stop. Nick is in, Apex is in, Quinn as well, as Woodson is also in, Trunders is in. Is Jess going to be in? She is in for the second stop. Now we've got a 20, it's now less than 20-second gap, but it was a 20-second gap to get past so everyone except Incisive has made their 2 mandatory stops. So in the pit lane, I had Nick served his 5 second. He did serve his 5 second. He also, unfortunately for him, got a 3-second time penalty from track limits. So now he is down to P3 after leading for quite a while. So from P3 to P6, they are on the hards. I think they were the ones who started on the mediums. So they don't have another set of them to last until the end. But the rest, like Apex and Quinn, they can go to the end on that set of mediums. So after a couple laps, hards and mediums could come in to similar pace, whereas Nick not. I'm not gonna say that, because I don't know if that would. So on to lap 18 of 29. Safety car should be in this lap if Baza can catch back up. When the safety car comes in, we'll be on lap 19 and we'll have 11 laps of racing to go. The real question is, who can be leading off the restart? Will Apex be able to get a good enough start and stay ahead of Quinn? Or can Quinn get the better start? Or maybe even Nick, if they can all get the tyres warmed up and ready to go racing again. So now we're just waiting to see when Apex goes. He can go when he wants. But I think I already have my ideas of driver of the day. Since I'm the lone commentator, I will be picking 2 instead of normally 1. But Apex has gone now and has already got a second gap almost to Quinn. So off this restart, looks like Quinn has not had the start that he needs, just like the last one. So no one being able to make moves currently going into turn 1 and out of turn 2. Looks like Woodson actually might be able to get past Nick here. Going down to turn 3, doesn't have the speed, might have a little bit of contact between them. I think Rageman unfortunately had another spin for him. So now going down towards turn 6, 7 and 8 and on to the back straight curve. He can have the speed this time. Balzer, 3-second time penalty from track limit warnings. Over getting past Matthias, but he looks like he might be trying to get another move on indecisive this time. Going onto the grass slightly, but takes up the inside already. I don't think Indecisive made his second pit stop during that. Has a spin and unfortunately hits the curb and completely spins it round for Irvan. That is a very unfortunate mistake for him. I'm hoping that no one else has gotten damage off that. Riley and Matthias going side by side. Riley actually losing out. I think that was Jonas trying to go for a move down the inside of turn 12, not a place you want to be making a move inside. It was actually now into the pits, 1 lap after the safety car came in, so he's going to be losing track position and a lot of time to others. Can Riley on the medium get past Matthias this time? I think that might have been a track limit warning there, running a bit wide. So into turn 3, that is a 4-second gap, 4/10ths gap now, sorry. Jonas, another 3-second time penalty from Indecisive into the pits and is on to the soft, so he's going to be willing to go. Nick is getting past Quinn, going down towards turn 9, has already gone past on the curve. But going back down the inside of turn 9, couldn't get that move done. So maybe just going to have to stick it out and wait till DRS is enabled. Irvan getting past Baza on the curve as well. Can Baza maybe make a move back on him? It looks like Rageman might have the speed this time. Going into turn 12. Has not... Sorry, it's turn 11. Keep mixing those two up. But he doesn't have the speed currently. But Rageman looking within 3/10ths of the Red Bull. The Red Bull's on softs at the moment compared to Rageman on the hards. So the question is, who's going to be able to get speed this time? Riley has unfortunately left the session. Jonas has retired on track. That is another full safety car out now. So unfortunately for Riley, he's at a disconnect and may not be allowed back into the session. I'm not too sure if you're allowed back in after you disconnect from the race due to sometimes it being unfair, your AI getting some moves done maybe. So another full safety car is out. Is anyone going to go onto the softs? Has anyone saved a set of softs from qualifying to go into the race? And maybe make another set of softs work inside of 3-second time penalty from track limit warnings. No one going to be able to make moves until lap 23 at least. Inside of a drive-through penalty for speeding under safety car. So Apex is in the pits, Nick isn't, neither is Quinn, neither is Woodson, neither is Trunders or Mason. Jess is in though, Hookie isn't, Matthias is, so they're most likely all going on the softs. Urban isn't, Wiley's AI is, Baza is, Rageman, and I'm not too sure if Indecisive needs to make another stop, might go on to the softs again, but he's unfortunately got a drive through this time. but I think I have my ideas on who is driver of the day currently. You have Trunders up 10 positions so far. Bazza from P18 on the grid, yes, there has been 14S, but he is up to P11. I think that might have actually been P12 due to Rally's AI. So, Apex is going to be the one to try to make this third stop, I think it would be, going on to a set of softs. Can he make the softs work and get to the end and make a couple more moves, improve these positions? I do have to remember that this is a pre-season race and this is not round one. And someone invite Riley, sorry. I'm not too sure if I'm allowed, but if I can, I quickly will. I don't have you added, unfortunately, and since this is not going through PSN, I can't invite you. But if you really need to, go and ping Quinn quickly, or since it's crossplay, you can't use the old invite, can you? I don't think you can. Ping Quinn if you can in the Discord chat. Yeah, there's always next time to get, because remember, this is just pre-season, so it's not pointing towards anything, just a level to say I know how I'm going to fare against some others. But you always have to remember it's only pre-season and you don't have to full on sweat it out, because I know some people put tons of practice into a pre-season just to see. But what I'm saying is, try your best in pre-season, and then going into round one, get the practice in that you really want. But yeah, there's always next time in round one for you, Riley. Unlucky for you, but you're going good as well. But anyways, we're going to get on to the restart. We are going on to lap 24. Nick has already gone, so he has that 1.1 second lead already over Speed Quinn. So going down towards turn 1, converts and maybe make a move into turn 1 on Quinn. Unfortunately, no, he can't, but Apex is going to be the one that we need to watch. Can he get past both McLarens on those new softs? There was some contact there, and unfortunately he loses his right end plate. So I maybe want to say that is the McLaren of Hookie's fault. There was also some more wheel banging there, but I want to say that might have been Hookie's fault, going a little bit too far over to the left. But I think Apex might just stick it out and try to get some more moves going. 1.4 second gap already to Quinn. So now going down towards turn 9. Looks like Irvan is actually going to move down on Hookie. Go around the outside of turn 9, take the inside for turn 10. Has kept the move so far. Can he get past, or can he close up at least to the Red Bull of Apex? I think that's unfortunate. A spin for indecisive, which it is. I need to take a drink. My throat is getting dry. I was a little bit sorry about that. But Trunders now. So the top 6 mostly covered between 8 tenths between all of them, except for the gap between Nick and Quinn. That gap is 1.5 seconds, but we have to remember that Nick has a 3-second time penalty. But Apex is closing in rapidly on the other McLaren, the other Esports Wheels driver of Mason. So now going down towards turn 6. Has he got the speed that he really wants? It's not really a place to overtake into turn 6, but he's going to want to do it on the curve down towards turn 9. Matthias, 3-second time penalty from track limit warnings. So that's also Trunders trying to get some moves around the outside of turn 9 maybe. He has got the move done already before turn 9. Unfortunately, Apex has not made the move stick at all. But Apex has now got it done, but just before turn 11, he gets the move done. So now, going down towards turn 12, can he close in to some of the others? Jess and Matthias going side by side into turn 12, just backing out of it a little, hoping to get just past, going down towards turn 1 this time. Bazza unfortunately making a mistake, maybe an unsafe return onto the track there, almost taking out Ridgeman there. Apex unfortunately getting a 3-second time penalty. If he was up getting a lot closer towards the podium, he's only 2 places away, and he's still closing in rapidly on those soft compound of tyres. The C5s are a lot better than the C2s, which are the hards around here. But now might be a DRS train going down towards turn 11, and then one of them goes to make a move. Woodson and Apex closing in on Trunders, but I think Apex is going to go down the inside of the curve, get him into turn 9, and just keep moving forward. And just forget about the 3 seconds he has. Keep going like he hasn't got it. It'd be the best way to go about this. Has Irvan got the speed on Hookie? So it's Mason this time actually. Unfortunately, there was a massive spin and contact, and that may be it's a VSC. No, it's a full safety car actually, unfortunately. So both McLarens making contact there, and then they're going to be into the pits. Apex into the pits again for a new set of soft compound of tyres, as well as Hookie in. He needs a new front wing, and Matthias just to get a new set, it seems. So a very unlucky crash for Irvan going into turn 11, having contact with Mason, and then Hookie just arriving on the scene at the absolute wrong time, unfortunately just punting Irvan towards the wall. So unfortunately for him, he is now out. We have 13 runners left. Top 12 score points, but I'm pretty sure since pre-season, these points are going to count towards nothing, well, other than your self-esteem. Because you know what you've done, and you know how to get better. So, safety car is now in on this lap. We're going to have 2 laps of racing left to go. There is a spin, unfortunately for Ridgeman there. 4 of them have not caught up to the back of the pack. But the man needs to close in as soon as possible if he wants to make anything else work. So, it'll be Nick leading another restart. I think that might have been a spin as well for Hookie there. But it'll be Nick leading another restart on the hards. Has he still got those gaps that he needs over Quinn? He is already gone and out of turn 14. We're going on to lap 28. 2 laps left to go here. Miley's AI making a little bit of chaos. Unfortunately, that's another spin for Indecisive. So into turn 1, no one close enough for moves currently. Apex, a 5-second time penalty for ignoring yellow flags, as well as Rageman, and I think a couple others might also get one. Unfortunately, I think it might have been for Riley's car, which is unfortunate for them. They've just passed or just before the line. So now into turn 6, no one close enough for a move. The only person that can is Matthias, but that is on an AI car of Riley. So that's not going to be really counting as a proper move. Going down towards turn number 9. Looks like Thunder is closing in on the back of Quinn. Less than 3/10 is the gap out of turn 10 now. Going down towards turn 11. Has he got the speed and the ERS that he really wants? Apex gets past his teammate of Bazza, going down towards turn 11. No one's still close enough to get any moves done. Unless Thunders can close in to the back of Quinn. We're going on to the final lap of this race. Final lap of the pre-season for the P3 tier. So now, into turn 1. Who has got the speed that he really wants to get an overtake? Apex, fastest lap for him. So, going down towards turn 3, has Thunders got the real speed that he wants? I don't think he has got it so far. Penalties at the moment, the only person that has in the top 5 is Nick, so he's going to be losing out in this win no matter what. Another 3-second time penalty as well. Thunders, and that is actually Nick out of this session. Unfortunately, he's spun on the exit of turn 5, going into turn 6, so he's now out of this race. No matter what, he couldn't have taken the win. Can Thunders take this win? He started in P14, he is up to P2 to go around the outside of Quinn into turn 9. Has he got the speed? He does. Taking the inside for turn 10, he is up into the lead of the Australian Grand Prix in pre-season. So now down towards turn 11, has he got the overall speed to keep ahead, especially out of turn 14 with the rest is straight to go? He is the one that I am voting as driver of the day, as well as Jess here. But unfortunately, there is contact between the pair of them, and that is going to be Rudson, who's going to be taking the win on that speed. Quinn has the speed that he really wants to get, but across the line, it is Rudson to take the win by 7/100ths of a second from Quinn. So I might go to the stewards after this. But Thunders takes P3, Jess takes P4, Apex is taking P5, Riley's AI taking P6, Mason will take P7, Bazza takes P8, Matthias P9, Rageman takes P10, and that was a very interesting ending. Wow, what a chaotic start. But that was not a win that I was expecting from Woodson. I have to say that is very, very good from him. He has also been one of my drivers of the day. But I want to see who has actually gone for overtakes. I want to check afterwards in the results who can actually go for them. But it is Woodson taking a win tonight in your pre-season P3 tier. Unfortunately, we have no stream for the P2 tier at the moment because Moore had been out. So, your final results. Woodson taking the win from Quinn. Thunders rounding out your podium. Jess taking P4, Apex takes P5 with those penalties. Riley, Mason, Bazza, Matthias, Rageman and Indecisive are your final finishers. Then there is Nick, Hookie, Irvan, Jonas, Adrillo, King, Lawrence, and then Lawrence. So, my drivers today are absolutely going to be Woodson and Trunders. My questions are, Trunders, how do you feel? I don't think you're on the stream, but I can say it afterwards. How are you feeling after not being able to take that win after some contact with Speed Quinn? There was a very unlucky contact, but how do you feel? You only have P3. That win could have been yours completely. And I just want to know, what is your feeling on that? For my other drive of the day, I have to say, it was great racing from all of them. But I do have to say, Apex. Actually, no, I can't say Apex. There might have been a little bit of contact and penalties and all that. But I would say Woodson, actually. Starting P8 has taken the win. My question for him would be, contact in turn 13. How do you feel after being able to take a pre-season win? You might not have deserved it, especially with that contact. But with all the safety cars, no. How did you manage your pressure to just come out and battle your way through the rest of the pack? That is my two questions for my drivers of the day, which would be Woodson, which is Rudy in the Discord, and the other one being Trunders. So, what an eventful race in the pre-season of P3 tier in One Hub Racing. I have been myself Ace in the comms box tonight. Just to remind you of our sponsors and our partners, Next Level Racing, supporting the prizes, or providing the prizes, sorry. Pure Sim Gear, providing products to a driver with the most podiums. GamerGo, providing samples to trophy winners. Aztec Sim Sports, our final sponsor, sponsoring the lead, providing multitude of prizes. There are 2 prizes that they can win between drivers, and our partners, Vespertime, partnered with them for official apparel. ERT, Going Gets Tougher Wood, and the league trophies. They are the main partner of One Hub Racing. And SimGrid, we are powered by SimGrid, that run our seasons through their community and through the platform. But as I would like to say, just to round out our pre-season in the P3 tier, I have been Ace, your main commentator for our P3 tier in One Hub. That has been everything from pre-season. I hope that everyone enjoyed it. Maybe some others didn't enjoy it, but quickly head over to the other stream on the YouTube. P1 tier is going to be up soon. I know, if I'm right, we have Evan Dalton on the comms there and Tom Kearns. So, good luck to everyone racing in P2 tier and the P1 tier. Good night from me, and good night to everyone racing in P3. See you all next week for round 1 in China.